Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. Police swarming a home in New Jersey, searching for a suspect accused of a killing spree at multiple locations. Authorities seen evacuating people from a building. They say earlier the suspect, armed with an AR-15 style rifle, shot and killed 3 family members in nearby Pennsylvania, ranging in age from 13 to 52, then carjacked someone fleeing in their vehicle to Trenton, New Jersey. Authorities releasing a photo of the 26-year-old man. Residents in Pennsylvania had been told to shelter in place. Morgan Norwood from the scene in New Jersey with late news just coming in. Millions on alert as dangerous weather slams the south, damaging winds, scattered tornadoes, and flooding all possible. Our weather team tracking it all. And scenes of destruction in the Midwest. Days after the deadly tornado outbreak, 3 people killed. More than 20 tornadoes across 7 states. Alex Presha on the ground in Ohio with the families most affected. The manhunt and 2 cross-country killings. The 33-year-old suspected of murdering a state trooper who had stopped to help him with a flat tire. Authorities now saying that suspect is also a person of interest in the killing of a paramedic in South Carolina, saying he took her car and drove it to New Mexico. The crackdown on spring break in Florida. Dramatic police body camera footage capturing the moment officers come face to face with an armed teenager as police across the state take a tough stand against potential threats. Overseas, the push to get ceasefire talks back on track in the Israel-Hamas war and the effort to save some of the youngest victims of the conflict. Our team embedded with a flying hospital. Celebrating the rich history of the Irish in America, kicking off St. Patrick's Day weekend. And America Strong tonight, proof you are never too old to realize your dreams.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this busy Saturday night. I'm Whit Johnson. We begin with breaking news. A suspect in a multi-state crime spree armed with an AR-15 style rifle, allegedly shooting and killing 3 family members, including his 13-year-old sister outside Philadelphia. Hours later, police and SWAT teams swarming a home in Trenton, New Jersey. This dramatic video showing officers evacuating people from that building, all of them safely removed without injury. Police identifying the suspect as 26-year-old Andre Gordon. Law enforcement surrounding that Trenton home, repeatedly urging Gordon to surrender, deploying tear gas at one point. Authorities confirmed the suspect was eventually arrested at a different location outside the perimeter. He is now in custody. ABC's Morgan Norwood leading us off from New Jersey with late details just coming in.
Tonight, dramatic video showing police rescuing hostages from this home in Trenton, New Jersey. A suspect believed to be barricaded inside, considered armed and dangerous after an alleged crime spree across multiple states that left 3 of his family members dead. Authorities identifying the suspect as 26-year-old Andre Gordon, saying he's believed to be armed with an AR-15 style assault rifle and currently homeless. Gordon's alleged crime spree beginning this morning in Trenton, carjacking Sonia Hansen and her grandson at gunpoint. Hansen still shaken.
Guy started banging on my car with the back of the gun, and then I jumped over the seat and ran. I'm so glad I'm just alive because he could have killed me.
Gordon then allegedly traveling to a home in Levittown, Pennsylvania, where he broke in.
After which he shot and killed his 52-year-old stepmother, Karen Gordon, and his 13-year-old sister, Kara Gordon, who lived at the residence. There were 3 other individuals at the residence, including a minor inside the home, who were able to hide and avoid being shot by Gordon as he went through the house searching for them.
Gordon then driving to another home nearby and breaking in.
After which he shot and killed 25-year-old Taylor Daniel, with whom he has 2 children. At the time of the shooting, there were 4 other individuals present inside that home, one of which was injured after being bludgeoned by Gordon with the assault rifle.
At 9:13 a.m., police say Gordon carjacked someone at gunpoint at a Dollar General parking lot in Morrisville, driving off in his 2016 dark gray Honda CR-V with Pennsylvania registration and a Namaste bumper sticker. Police then finding the abandoned SUV miles away in Trenton. Police swarming that home for hours before apprehending the suspect on a street nearby.
Morgan Norwood joining us now from the scene there in Trenton. And Morgan, that suspect apprehended just a short time ago. But what more are you learning about that assault-style rifle and how he was taken into custody?
Well, police say that he made it out of the home well before they established their perimeter. He was found just a couple of blocks away from the scene. As for that AR-15 style rifle, police still investigating how he got his hands on it in the first place. Whit.
All right, Morgan, thank you. We turn now to the more than 13 million people bracing for a severe weather threat in Texas. Cities like Austin, San Antonio, Houston, and Corpus Christi, all at risk for flash flooding, large hail, and damaging winds, and even scattered tornadoes. Let's go right to ABC meteorologist Somara Theodore tracking it all for us. Somara, time this out.
With these thunderstorms, some of which will be severe, will be moving through overnight, which makes them all the more dangerous. Let's go ahead and time this out. Now, by 1 a.m., we're seeing some of the more robust storms hitting San Antonio, Texas. By 5 a.m., this is in line with Austin, Waco, Houston, Corpus Christi, where, like you said, we could see some scattered tornadoes. Then this moisture moves east. By noon tomorrow, the Louisiana coastline expected to experience heavy rain that could lead to flash flooding and rain moving through central Florida by Monday. Totals could range anywhere from 3 to 4 inches locally in some spots. Meanwhile, in the northeast, it's been a serene setting. However, colder air is moving in. Temperatures tomorrow morning in Minneapolis could be around 19 degrees. Washington, D.C. headed to work Monday morning at 35 degrees. Whit?
Okay, Somara, thank you. And we're getting a clearer picture now of the devastation after deadly tornadoes ripped through the heartland, one of the hardest hit areas, this central Ohio community. At least 3 people were killed there. Homes and businesses completely destroyed. Debris scattered for miles. Tonight, the family is trying to pick up the pieces. ABC's Alex Presha in the storm zone.
Tonight, hundreds of families in need after a deadly tornado tore through Logan County, Ohio, an hour northwest of Columbus. This high school gymnasium, now a donation center, giving out food, clothing, and basic necessities. We met Jeremiah Knighting, who rode out the storm with his 74-year-old mother. Their home now completely destroyed.
It's a blessing, man. I just can't thank God enough. I can't thank the people enough. I can't thank everybody.
People here now sifting through debris. Travis Gauze among those salvaging what they can.
I don't know. I don't even know where to begin with my cleanup. I see people picking up out of their yards, but with mine,
where do you start?
Yeah.
Cleanup efforts well underway along this street, but as you can see, so many of the homes here are a complete loss.
That twister striking Thursday, an EF3 with winds of at least 136 miles per hour, claiming 3 lives. Tonight, we're learning Darla Williams, a grandmother, didn't survive. Her family telling ABC News she was well loved in the community and a true friend to all that knew her. The tornado, part of a multi-day outbreak that injured dozens. Meteorologists saying the winter's record warmth fueled those twisters, humidity making the air unstable, conditions not normally present until later in the spring. Tornadoes not the only kind of dangerous weather this week. This frightening scene in Texas Friday, families racing for cover at Rodeo Houston.
This hail is falling and all these people are running, trying to brace to a safe spot.
That hail falling as the area was under a severe thunderstorm warning.
The National Weather Service confirmed at least 8 tornadoes across Ohio this week, with authorities saying the cleanup here is going to take some time.
We can see all that destruction behind you. All right, Alex, thank you. Next tonight, the terrifying new details about a cross-country killing spree. Police identifying the suspect in the murder of a New Mexico State police officer as Jeremy Smith. Authorities also linking him to a female paramedic who was found dead in South Carolina. Police say he was driving her stolen vehicle when the trooper was shot and killed. Here's ABC's Melissa Adan.
Tonight, an urgent search for the suspect wanted in 2 cross-country killings of a New Mexico State police officer and a paramedic in South Carolina.
Jeremy Smith, we are coming for you.
Police say 33-year-old Jeremy Smith is a person of interest in the death of 52-year-old Fenicia Machado IV in Dillon County, South Carolina, who was reported missing on Thursday. Then, police say Smith drove her white BMW across the country to Quay County, New Mexico, where he got a flat tire early Friday on I-40. 35-year-old officer Justin Hare dispatched to help. Smith caught on dash cam video.
Without warning, the suspect pulled out a firearm and shot Officer Hare. Smith then walked to the driver's side and shot Officer Hare again. Smith pushed Officer Hare into the passenger seat and drove away in Officer Hare's patrol unit with Officer Hare still inside.
Authorities say Officer Hare's radio duress signal went off. Another officer dispatched saw Hare's patrol car driving at a high rate of speed, ultimately finding the patrol cruiser empty on the side of the road and Hare injured nearby.
The last words Officer Hare uttered on this earth was to offer help to a man who was about to kill him.
Smith is considered armed and dangerous.
Extensive criminal history, the majority of which is in South Carolina, goes back for at least a decade.
With the New Mexico State Police Chief says there's been 3 officers shot and killed in the line of duty just within the last 9 months alone, noting that before that it had been 30 years since a state police officer was killed.
Truly disturbing details. Melissa Adan for us. Thank you. Next tonight, that terrifying spring break standoff in Central Florida. Dramatic police body camera footage capturing the moment officers came face to face with an armed teenager. Officials in several cities now trying to crack down on the chaos and the violence. ABC's Andrew Dymburt reporting from Miami tonight.
Tonight, this shocking spring break standoff between officers and a teenager seen on police body cam. A 16-year-old behind bars after allegedly pulling a gun on the crowded shore of New Smyrna Beach in Central Florida. That teenager charged as an adult with multiple felonies. Just 24 hours later, an 18-year-old also taken into custody. Police say they spotted a handgun and marijuana during a traffic stop. Law enforcement up and down the Florida coast cracking down.
There's a lot of policemen around, and there's not so much rowdiness.
Miami Beach, once a party destination marred by violence, now trying to change course.
We needed to end spring break. We're bringing back law and order.
Last year, 2 people were killed less than 48 hours apart near busy and iconic Ocean Drive. One of those cold-blooded murders caught on surveillance. But this year is different. Officials putting in place the toughest restrictions yet, including this message from the city of Miami Beach.
We're breaking up with you.
And with those restrictions include, of course, a massive police presence as well as a strict curfew, which a couple of nightclubs in the area actually tried to push back on. But still, these measures have led to smaller crowds, fewer arrests, and no fatalities. With
Andrew Dymburt for us tonight. Thank you. Overseas now to the Israel-Hamas war. Those stalled ceasefire talks could resume as soon as Sunday. This as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu appears determined to push forward with a controversial offensive in southern Gaza. And our Inez de la Catera is with a flying hospital evacuating some of Gaza's wounded.
Tonight, the rush to get aid into Gaza via air and now by sea. The World Central Kitchen saying close to 200 tons of food brought by boat now being readied for distribution. But looming are plans to attack the city of Rafah, now approved by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu promising to move the more than 1.4 million people displaced there to humanitarian enclaves with shelter, food, and hospitals. For injured Palestinians, help can't come soon enough. We were taken aboard an Emirati flight evacuating nearly 100 wounded Palestinians from Gaza to the UAE. Medics describing it as a flying hospital.
Here at the back of the plane, they've set up beds. You can see this one here has an IV drip. They also have ventilators and defibrillators, pretty much anything you'd need to treat patients in flight.
Here we meet 5-year-old Siraj, his right leg gone, the other one broken. 9-year-old Yazin hit with shrapnel, the injury requiring surgery and several amputations. He will bear those injuries for the rest of his life. Yazin telling us, I was playing with my sister. Our house was shelled. She was martyred. My other sister and parents survived. 13-year-old Yara, one of the most severely injured, getting 6 hours of reconstructive surgery. There is no food, Yara says, no water. My baby sister, we cannot get her diapers or milk. Everything has become very expensive, and that is if we're even able to find it. Doctors telling us one of the big issues now is malnutrition. A third of children under 2 years old now acutely malnourished in northern Gaza, according to the UN. At least 23 children have died from malnutrition so far, according to UNICEF.
The food is not available. The proper medication is not available.
And with Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in the Middle East tonight as ceasefire negotiations appear set to resume in Doha. The U.S. is not expected to take part in those talks, but the White House says that shouldn't be taken as a signal this isn't a positive step. Israel is expected to attend. Whit.
Inez de la Catera reporting tonight. Thank you. And tune in to This Week tomorrow morning. Martha Raddatz with the latest from the White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby on U.S. support for Israel and Ukraine. And amid the civil unrest in Haiti, more help could be on the way for Americans there. The State Department is offering a charter flight to U.S. citizens with valid passports. Americans have been desperate to flee Port-au-Prince after weeks of deadly gang violence. U.S. authorities warning travelers to only make the journey if they can safely get to that airport. There's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday. The Department of Justice reportedly ramping up its investigation of Boeing. And the Mega Millions jackpot is closing in on $1 billion. Next tonight, the FAA says it's investigating the latest incident involving a Boeing plane operated by United. A post-flight inspection finding the more than 25-year-old 737-800 was missing an external panel. The jet had just traveled from San Francisco to Portland. The plane landed without incident. And Boeing under increasing scrutiny from the Justice Department. DOJ expanding its criminal investigation into the door plug that blew off an Alaska Airlines Boeing plane in January, issuing subpoenas and convening a grand jury, according to the New York Times. Well, the Mega Millions jackpot soaring closer to $1 billion. Tonight's drawing worth an estimated $875 million, only the sixth time in the game's 22-year history the top prize has reached that level. And we're learning more about the winners of last year's $1.7 billion jackpot, the second biggest in the game's history. It was claimed by a group that bought their ticket in Fraser Park, California. When we come back, what's leading to a growing number of measles cases across the U.S.? To the index now, the number of measles cases in the U.S. is growing, at least 58 so far this year. That number already equal to the number of cases reported in all of last year. At least 17 states reporting cases now. The CDC saying measles is more likely to spread and cause outbreaks where groups are unvaccinated. Chicago reporting 12 cases, 10 from a migrant shelter in the city. A CDC team is on the scene to assist local authorities. Well, the calendar may say March 16th, but it's looking very green across the country. The annual St. Patrick's Day Parade taking place here in New York City, the event dating back to 1762. Another annual tradition in Chicago, members of the Plumbers Union turning the Chicago River green using an environmentally friendly dye used to check pipes for leaks. And down south in Savannah, Georgia's oldest city, playing host to the South's largest St. Patrick's Day Parade. The official holiday, of course, is tomorrow. When we come back, the 89-year-old inspiring millions going back to school. Finally tonight, America Strong, the grandfather and overnight internet sensation, proving it's never too late to follow your dreams. That's 89-year-old Paul Hohetter on his first day back at school in more than 60 years.
I went to the University of Maryland and graduated in 1960 after I served in the service for 7 years. I decided at this age you should keep your mind moving. I decided that I also ought to go to college and see what I missed and see what's taken place since then. Got my backpack.
And he's doing just that. Now a student at Carroll Community College in Maryland studying history. He served in the Air Force after World War II as a weatherman. Paul's proud granddaughter, Gabby, posting this short clip on TikTok in late January to mark the occasion. That post attracting 500,000 views overnight. And since then, it's been seen more than 4.3 million times.
I'm so proud of him. He's just always learning.
Paul's journey inspiring others, young and old alike. Thousands responding with comments like these. It's never too late to accomplish your dreams. If he can do it, I can do it. A beloved grandfather living life to the fullest.
I've decided in the spring I'm going to rush a fraternity.
Sharing a lesson for all of us.
Coming through the school with all the young people mixed in, the school's great. It makes me feel young again.
89 years young. Thanks so much for watching tonight. I'm Wade Johnson. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.